724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borges.
Celebrate under the stars. Join us Sunday evening, June 28th, for Fireworks Over Fayette, the grand finale to our county's epic 250th anniversary. Grab your lawn chairs and blankets and connect with family and friends. Pro tip, the fireworks can best be viewed in the area of Walmart and Target in Uniontown. WMBS will be broadcasting live starting at 7 p.m., leading right up to the first big blast after 9 o'clock. It's all brought to you by Love Fayette and the Fayette Chamber of Commerce.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host, back from a vacation longer than it was meant to be, and I'll get into that in a minute. But in the studio with me to help me ease back into the real world, Paul Sunyak.
Hey.
Paul, welcome.
Thanks, man. I'm glad to be here. And,
always a pleasure doing the show with you.
It is fun, and I thank Brian for having me come in today and offering me this opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think he sees now who really is dedicated to the audience and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it could also be that he just feels...
You need somebody really bad.
I need help. Maybe that's
there
it.
you go. There you go.
So, been gone for 2 weeks. Week of vacation.
A little bit of excitement after that, right?
Yeah. And so all of this leads into the fact that I've been out of the loop for 2 weeks, Paul. I absolutely have no idea what's been going on in the world, other than the fact of apparently we have signed a memorandum of understanding with Iran, and so maybe we can get into that.
Well, while you've been gone, though, Fayette County is now the data center capital of the country.
Is that?
There's 55
okay.
of them being built.
Wow.
Okay, and you missed all that good stuff.
I missed all that. All right.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
see, that's it. You're going to fill me in.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but last week I was away on vacation with my family. We had a great time at the beach. Even though it was New Jersey, the water was actually decent. I got into the ocean a number of times. It wasn't too cold. I admit it was a little chilly, but it wasn't. It was tolerable. Got back Saturday. Unloading. Sunday, kind of doing the same thing, trying to get back into it. When my youngest son stops by and he wants to show my wife something, so they're out by his car at the curb. Meanwhile, I'm in the backyard with Sebastian, our dog. And as a lot of listeners know, Sebastian's purpose in life is to chase after and catch Frisbees. Mm-hmm. That's what he lives for.
What kind of dog is Sebastian?
Sebastian is an English cream golden retriever.
Okay.
So he's about 75 pounds, so this will play into the story here. So my wife and son, they're out front. I'm in the backyard. Sebastian, Bash, we call him, brings me a Frisbee. Dad, come on, let's play. So I start throwing the Frisbee for him. And one of the throws, I send it from the backyard to the front yard. And he takes off like a bat out of hell. I have since learned golden retrievers can, for short distances, run up to 35 miles an hour. It's a pretty decent speed, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes off fully concentrating 110% on this Frisbee. He's following it, not paying attention to anything else. My wife comes around the corner, and he collides into her at full speed into both legs, sending her flying and down onto the ground. The results of that include a broken right clavicle, a fractured right fibula at the top of the bone near the knee joint, a fractured left tibia plateau, which is the top of the big leg bone where the knee rests upon.
So a broken shoulder and 2 broken legs.
Exactly. Ends up being admitted to Ruby Memorial Hospital because there was concern they might have to do surgery on the patella fracture, or I'm sorry, the tibia plateau fracture. Thankfully, that hasn't taken place, and it's not needed. So, and Tuesday comes around, and the trauma team says she's cleared for discharge, but they want her to go to a inpatient rehabilitation facility. Now, Paul, you know, my wife, she works for state government. State government has health insurance policy that you would not believe. It is absolutely, and
It's very good. It's very good. It's a very good benefit to the
You're
to the
not
package,
going to
yes.
really find any other packages better than what the state gets. I have no problem with that. I have problems with the insurance company itself because the trauma doctors are recommending she goes to this in-house physical therapy facility, and the insurance company denies it. We appeal, they deny again. We are now waiting the physical therapy center, all of this process, they are allowed to appeal now on behalf of my wife. That can take up to 72 hours for that process to take place, and weekend hours don't count. So she's in the hospital for another weekend.
So she's still in the hospital.
She's still in the hospital. Yes, having been cleared for discharge, but laws are you have to be discharged to a safe environment. So, and by what that means, so in her condition, coming home is not considered safe because we have no plan in place to transport her from, say, the bedroom to the bathroom.
Right.
You know, nothing, no equipment. So she can't come home until a plan is in place, which the physical therapy center would do.
How would they expect someone with 2 broken legs and a broken shoulder, essentially, to heal and be able to even walk at all? I mean, it makes no sense.
Well, here's their reason for denying. Are you ready? Essentially, well, she's got 2 broken legs. She won't be able to participate in her physical therapy. Yeah.
That's the reason she needs to go there in the first place.
Yeah. Yes, and then
Gosh.
the insurance company, they hire doctors, they hire physicians to handle their appeals. So they get this team of whatever appealees. They get the recommendation from the hospital physician.
Right.
So they're talking Dr. Ease. And you have doctors that understand Dr. Ease. Those doctors may not be the same type of doctor that's recommending. Example, we had the representative from the rehabilitation company stop by the room. Walk us through this. Explain what's going on. She told us. And then she tells us a little anecdotal story. So they had, she says, a cancer patient that was recommended to come to physical therapy, and insurance denied. And it goes through the appeal process. Their physical therapist doctor is talking to the insurance company doctor. The insurance company doctor is not a cancer doctor. He was a gynecologist. I kid you not.
I mean, you laugh at this, but it's not a laughing matter.
It's not. I can't. What? I'm sorry. A gynecologist might spot something in an examination that he's concerned about and will refer his patient to somebody else.
Yeah. Hey, Deborah, you're pregnant. Guess what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But as far, and I don't know what kind of cancer this other patient had. I mean,
Right,
and that's
right.
just beside the point. But are you kidding me?
It's crazy.
Seriously? So, yeah.
It's funny to me that people can like work their whole lives and have it pay for insurance and have it, and then when you need it, you get this type of runaround, right?
Yeah.
Whereas other people, Medicaid would pay for everything that they ever needed, and
Right.
no questions asked. I mean, I don't say that to put people on Medicaid down, but that program is, very few questions I think
Sure.
are asked about that.
Sure. Yeah.
Like this. But you have the insurance, but they don't want to do it, and they have experts that are not even experts in the field that would be required to assess whether this was necessary or not, right?
Right. So now we're told the rehab facility has a very good winning percentage when advocating for their patient on this. So, we're hopeful that this will take place, and a transfer is going to be, well, I guess Monday at the earliest at this
Yeah,
point.
but what happens to you have to be the advocate, and I have numerous people who've had severe health issues who tell me that you pretty much have to advocate for yourself and do all this paperwork.
Yes.
So what happens if you're like an elderly person and you don't have a husband or a wife or a family? What happens to those folks? I mean, I feel sorry for them because they're not able to file appeals if you're 90 years old, or if you have dementia or something, right? I mean, you're sort of at the mercy of whatever decisions they make, as boneheaded as they may be.
We in this, and we've known this beforehand, but you need to take control of your own health. And when you go in to see the doctor for anything, just your annual checkup, you need to take somebody with you, just to have that other set of ears that might remember to mention something that you yourself have forgotten. Just to give your health provider the full information when you're dealing with, such as what my wife and I are doing. Somebody came into into our room the other day before I was there, and she says, "Can you come back when my husband's here?" And they did. So, my wife is very capable of asking her own questions, but when you're in a position of, pain, you may not have that full capability. You need that other person there to ask questions on your behalf. So I guess out of all this, I'm just, just letting everybody out there that's listening right now, don't do it on your own. You got to take somebody with you. You have to have somebody that advocates for you. I know there's social workers that are supposed to advocate for you. But guess what? They're employed by the hospital too. Right. So where's the organization that truly does advocate for the patient, that's not beholden anyway to the providers?
But they're not arguing or putting forth the notion that she could come home and should come home, right? Because she couldn't function at home, could she?
No.
I mean, you can't walk to the bathroom or take a shower or anything like that.
They've suggested that she could go to a regular nursing home where she would get maybe an hour of PT a day. That's not going to do it. I mean, it's not only PT for her, it's PT for me. I got to learn. I got to go in. I got to learn how to help her get up, help her turn, help her.
Can she walk?
Her left leg is absolutely no weight bearing whatsoever. She can put weight on the right leg because the fibula only carries 10% of your body weight. 90%, I've learned, is on the tibia.
Which doctor told you that? The gynecologist?
Yeah, I think the trauma team. Yeah, I think the trauma team. Yeah. Or maybe one of the orthopedists that has seen her. I forget which one at this point in time. So crutches aren't possible because of the broken shoulder. You know?
Yeah. How long is
So-
it going to be for stuff is anticipated to heal up?
Right now, we're being told 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Crutches aren't possible. So,
No.
So what else could you, I mean,
It-
you're jammed up big
yes,
time.
very much so. Very much so. So, I mean, counting our blessings, though, really, it could have been worse. She could have, when she fell, smacked her head pretty hard. Did not happen.
Right.
That could have been there. It could have happened on vacation. Could have happened just before vacation. So you got to find your blessings in there still.
Right.
Yeah.
And the moral of the story is don't throw that Frisbee.
Well, I got
It's all your fault, Russ.
I moving forward, I make sure my wife is inside the house when
There you go.
or standing behind me.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
yes.
go.
So, but yeah, so it's just and I know I'm not the only one that's ever gone through this when it comes to insurance, but
Seems like a situation where common sense is not prevailing.
no, absolutely
And
not.
eventually it will, but
Yeah.
how many hoops do they make you jump
Yeah.
through before it does, right?
Yeah. It's going to boil down to, during this appeal process, the doctor of physical therapy, I guess, will be tossing out terms that he or she obviously knows what they mean, but the doctor on the other end may not, but he's not going to want to come across as being stupid. So, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to her, and I hope it all works out.
It will, one way or the other. It will. So anyway, hey, 724-438-4593. If anybody feels like giving a call and chatting with Paul or myself today. So what are we? We're up to our first commercial break here, though, Paul.
Wow, let's take it
So so I'll remind people that not only are you going to hear from some of our sponsors, we also have AR Roofing and Remodeling as one of our sponsors here at What's on Your Mind. Bright Stripes, seal coating and line striping. Madewell Services, full lawn care and cleaning services. K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Hicks and Buzz Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales.
As the nation and county turns 250, join us at 7 p.m. July 1st for a countywide night of worship, prayer, and unity at the EQT Arena at the Fayette County Fairgrounds as churches gather together to seek the heart of God. As we reflect on America's 250th year, we look ahead with faith and expectation for the future. We believe God is calling His church to greater unity and a renewed commitment to serve our communities. It's more than a worship gathering. It's a starting point for pastors, leaders, churches, families, and believers across denominations to come together with one heart and one mission: to love God, love people, and believe for transformation in our county. Join us as we pray for our schools, families, foster homes, churches, leaders, and future generations. Let's celebrate what God has done and believe together for what's ahead. America's 250, a night of worship, EQT Arena, Fayette County Fairgrounds, 7 p.m. July 1st, hosted by the Churches of Love Fayette.
Hi, this is State Representative Charity Grim-Krupa, and I'm personally inviting you to the Liberty Bell Ball. On Friday, July 3rd, join us as we celebrate America's 250th birthday at the Hopwood Social Hall. This historic evening will feature music, dancing, and an unforgettable atmosphere, celebrating freedom, faith, and the American spirit. Formal attire is encouraged but not required. Patriotic and Western wear are always welcome. And this year, you could become our first Miss Liberty Bell or Mr. Lafayette in our exciting People's Choice Contest, honoring patriots who embody liberty and love of country. The Liberty Bell Ball is also a political fundraiser, supporting my continued work as your state representative. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or find us on Facebook at Charity Grim-Krupa for PA Rep. Don't miss the Liberty Bell Ball, Friday, July 3rd, where Fayette County will celebrate America 250 and party like it's 1776. May God bless America. Paid for by Charity for PA Rep.
439-2323.
For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning,
Your service company.
When it's sweltering outside, you'll be cool inside with central air conditioning from Bryant, the people that know cool. And it's easy to have a central air conditioning system installed in your home. Simply call on your Bryant dealer, Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, located near the Laurel Mall on Route 119, north of Uniontown. The phone number is 439-2323. Let Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning rescue you from the sticky, humid summer weather. Remember that number for Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, 439-2323.
Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323.
Looking to start a career in nursing? The Indiana County Technology Center is now recruiting for its part-time 16-month practical nursing program at the Connellsville Career and Technology Center. Named the 2025 Best in Fayette winner for Best Post-Secondary School in Fayette County, ICTC Connellsville offers a flexible program designed for real life, combining in-person classes, hybrid learning, and clinical experiences at sites close to home. But don't wait, spots are limited and filling fast. Classes meet just 2 evenings a week from 5 to 9 p.m., plus daytime clinicals every Friday and every other Saturday. Graduates can also earn college credits and gain advanced standing to continue up the nursing career ladder. With a 97% pass rate on licensure exams, now is the time to secure your place for the August start date. Federal financial aid and PA CareerLink funding are available for those who qualify. To learn more or apply today, visit indianacountytechnologycenter.edu/practical nursing.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes with Paul Sunyak in the studio with me. 724-438-4593 if you want to give us a call here and chat about, well, whatever. So, Penn State Fayette back in the news, I guess?
Yeah, it's been back in the news. There's a story that actually Bill Madden printed it out last week, and we didn't get to it when Kendall was here because Tim Mahoney showed up and talked more about his school consolidation effort from back in the day, right?
Yeah.
But it was about the fact that the Fayette County leaders, I have it here, a feasibility study to explore the future of Penn State Fayette campus is going to be conducted by Fourth Economy, which is an outfit that I guess does these type of studies, blah, 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 looking at new purposes, education purposes for the campus. It's a feasibility study to evaluate the physical campus, market conditions, workforce needs, educational opportunities, community priorities, same old laundry list of things. So they're going to do that.
But it's not going to cost the taxpayers.
I don't think it is, or I don't recall exactly where I heard that or read that.
I'd like to know where the funding is coming from, though.
Well, if you believe in full transparency, you should be saying.
Yes.
Because if it's someone with a vested interest in the outcome, then we need to know that, right?
And Fourth Economy, that was the name of the company?
Fourth Economy.
Yeah, they're not going to do it for free.
Right.
I'm sure they're not a nonprofit organization.
Right. And then if you look at this story, again, one of my criticisms would be that there's not any kind of explanation that I see anyway on what Fourth Economy is and what they've done before. You could probably easily find that on a website or something, right? To see what they do and where they've done it, and probably a list of their prior studies. My guess would be that this will come back. It's a wonderful opportunity for Fayette County. We can't let it slip out the door. We need to seize it, and take advantage of it and position ourselves for the great growth of the future. And, we'll have all these great things happen if we just do this the right way. We'll never come back and say, you're throwing good money after bad. Don't waste your money. Penn State was right. Nobody can make use of this for an educational facility. It will never say that.
No, never.
So a lot of the studies are done. One of my favorite examples was, whenever I was a kid, you'd see these things like, pork, the other white meat or something. It's actually good for you, because the beef people are putting out stuff saying that pork is bad and beef is great, You find out that, like, the pork industry finds a professor in Iowa to do a study at the University of Iowa or something, right? And it comes back, guess what? The pork producers paid for the study. Pork is better for you than beef, right? The beef people put out their own thing, beef is better, and you find it. Iowa State will find a guy there, and guess what the results are? They usually are what you want them to be in the first place, So.
Sure, yeah.
But my criticism of this, and it is a criticism, and maybe one of the commissioners or someone can call about this, there's all the story that Bill printed out, and all the details are in there about going through these mechanizations and having this study. And we have a transition team from Fayette County with county government people, education, workforce development, economic development, business and industry, healthcare, community, whatever. Central theme is the need to preserve and expand affordable education opportunities in Fayette County. Closure of Fayette campuses presents significant challenges, but it's also a great opportunity to think about the future. Here's all the stuff we're thinking about doing, and I could go on and on about this, but I won't bore you. And the germane question to me is, have you struck a deal with Penn State to actually turn over ownership of the property?
Right.
Are they going to give it to you, or are you going to have to buy it? If so, for what number is being discussed, and who would the ownership go to? So to me, that's a logical question as a reporter that I would have called Penn State to say, hey, there's a story in the Trib this week, which I sent to Kendall, not knowing for sure if she'd be on the show or not. It was Tuesday, and it's the headline on the story is "Studies Begin to Help Form the Future of Closing Penn State Branch Campuses." And the story's on the Tribune Review website, and if you want to look it up. And it deals with the Fayette and New Kensington campuses, which are closing.
Yep.
And that's the two campuses that it's referring to, right? And this is a clip from the actual story.
Okay.
Penn State trustees voted in May 2025, which is over a year ago, to close the New Kensington and Fayette campuses, along with 5 others statewide, in response to declining enrollment, finances, and a reported limited opportunity for growth. The next sentence is what I want you to pay attention to, Russ. No final decisions have been made for the future use of the properties. So if there's no final decision made, and I'm not saying a final decision in terms of, we're going to have, as we rumored, different uses for the campus or whatever. But wouldn't you think that before you commission this study by anybody, that you would have a deal in place that, yes, Penn State is going to convey this property to us or to an entity that we're going to create, before you would even waste the time and the money and the effort? Because they may not be amenable to it. I mean, you could make the argument that, yes, Bob Eberly, the philanthropist from Fayette County, contributed millions and millions of dollars to Fayette campus, and you got to give him credit for doing that. I'm a beneficiary of having that campus. I went there. I graduated from Penn State, right, along with many, many others of my era, and after me and before me. But that doesn't necessarily mean Penn State's going to say, well, yeah, you know what, you did give us a ton of money to keep this place, and now that we don't want it, we're going to give it back to you. I believe there'll be powerful forces in State College who say, hey, that's worth something. We're not going to give it away. If you want it, we built buildings here, and we own the property, and we give us some cash for it. And if so, then how much cash, and how do you structure that? Will the study address that? Will it say that yes, it's going to cost X amount of dollars to buy this and renovate it, but it's a great funding, and you need to think about how you're going to get it, and whatever. Who would take ownership of it if you do something like that? Private enterprise? Would it be a nonprofit that would be existing or need to be created? Would ownership go to one of the redevelopment authorities? I don't know. But those are questions I would be asking if they've been even explored just yet.
And then we need to add this on top of it, too. If the county takes ownership in one form or another, whether it's through a redevelopment authority or whatever, who takes care of the facilities, the upkeep, the maintenance?
Good question.
Who pays for that?
Good question.
And
what is that number?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're closing on a tax house. And that they want to keep up. Okay, that's one thing. But when you've got a campus where you've got, I don't know how many buildings out there, plus you have athletic facilities and yeah.
And then what happens if you do have a potential buyer, another educational institution or some other corporation or a newly formed entity, and you say, well, we want to sell it to the Russ Rhodes company wants to come in, and we're going to have a broadcast thing. WMBS, I'm just throwing that out there, right? Yeah. And they're the ones that they promise full use of the facility. We're going to make it the premier broadcast school in the country, blah, 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 blah. And we want you, and Penn State says, well, no, we don't want to sell it to them. you have to have this part of it hooked up first.
Yes.
Is my point.
Right.
They could say, well, no, we're not going to sell that because we have a better offer from the XYZ company that wants to come in and buy it.
Yeah.
So I believe that absent that, that's the big question mark right now about the future use of the campus. And I would like to see some of these people on the transition team or that are involved in this to say where that aspect of it stands.
But, it's just like, are you?
And maybe there's an answer to it. I don't know.
It's like, would you vote for a politician that hasn't told you what his plans are? I'll figure it out once I'm in office. Are you going to vote for somebody that tells you, no, I have no clue what I'm going to do. I'll figure it out once you elect me and put me in office.
I'll look into it then.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you where I stand on anything.
No.
Yeah.
So.
But would you agree with me that that's a big black hole here that needs to
Absolutely.
be filled in first before you go any further?
Absolutely.
I mean, but
Yeah.
public relations wise, I don't think that even embarrassing them at Penn State would work because they've already done the damage.
They have.
Whatever PR backlash was going to
It's
occur,
gone.
it's gone. It rolled down their back, and okay,
Sure.
what are we going to worry about now? The people in Fayette County going to be mad at us?
President got a $500,000 raise out
Right.
of the whole
They
thing.
didn't care about you to begin
So-
with, so why are they going to do it now?
Mhm.
Is my opinion.
Yeah.
So.
So, I don't know. County's got to look out for itself in this matter and force the issues.
Mhm.
You can't hold back and hope for the generosity of others.
And you can't, everything has a price, as you know. So to me, it's one thing for an outside entity or an existing educational thing to come in and say, we want to take it over, we want to buy it, we want to run it. Okay, we want to make an investment in your community education-wise. Be that a community college, be that an outside military academy has been discussed in some circles. If they want
Right.
to come in and have a branch campus here, that's fine. That's a far different thing to say, well, we can resuscitate the campus and keep it alive,
Yeah.
but we're going to have
We
to
can
have some.
repurpose it.
We're going to have some entity take on debt or obtain government grants to make this happen. And if that happens, I think it casts a whole different light on the situation, because now you have to have you're relying on government funding and government grant funding to pull this off, and that's a whole different animal to me.
Absolutely.
You know.
Especially when government funds are getting tighter and tighter.
They're getting tighter and tighter, and they're not reliable from year to year.
Right.
Because of the state budget can be tight, the federal government can be tight, and the administration can come in either place, state or federal, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that aspect of it should be more fully explained too. And then if the taxpayers in any way, shape, or form locally are put on the hook for this through a debt service or a bond or something, or through the creation of an authority or the use of an existing authority to get money, or 501c3, a nonprofit, which I wouldn't rule that out either as part of this study that comes back,
Right.
Then that's a more dicey proposition to me. I hope you would agree with that.
I would. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You can turn it
So-
into the Frisbee lawn.
Yeah,
A Frisbee Institute, how to properly throw your Frisbee and keep your dog out of the way.
Frisbee dog training.
There you go.
There you go.
We have a plan.
We're gonna hold the Frisbee World Championships
That's right.
out there.
They'll all come.
Yeah.
They'll all come. Yes.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
the world, it'd be like the World Cup of Frisbee throwing.
I like it. I like it. And it can be different categories based on the weight of the Frisbee.
Absolutely. All the
You know.
different national teams can come and play. They'll stay in Fayette County. We'll have tourism dollars,
Yes.
the whole deal.
Yeah, that
But we're
works.
getting too ridiculous
That
now.
works.
But
But
it is kind of fun.
You know what though? No, that's not. I mean, maybe that particular scenario.
Somebody somewhere is writing this all
But-
down and saying, like, good idea. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Or
Why didn't we
some
think of
other
that?
idea that
Yeah.
is just ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, that's going to say, oh, this would be wonderful for the tourism industry.
Exactly. All that being said, though, I really do hope that some viable, acceptable plan comes out that would keep some sort of a higher education presence in Fayette County.
Yeah.
Because I think that there aren't as many of us as there used to be when I was a kid,
Mhm.
But I think that it was a valuable asset to give a kid like me
Sure.
a chance to go
Yeah.
to a major university, save a few bucks or a lot of bucks by living at home for 2 years, and put you on the path to success.
Yeah.
Because without Fayette campus and Penn State, I don't think I ever would have been able to do the things that I did in life. And not just me, but I can't tell you how many of my former colleagues at the Herald Standard also went to journalism school and started out at Fayette campus.
Yeah, since we're on the subject of Penn State and its demise here at the Fayette campus, you know, the whole thing, declining population. If you sit back and analyze, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, you know, the population is declining, enrollment is down. How many were enrolled there when you were there?
Oh, there had to be 1,000 or more.
Yeah, and now they were barely 400. So, I mean, economic standpoint, you understand that. I'm going to go back a couple years now when Commissioner Dunn basically welcomed Salem University into the area with open arms, saying, you know, hey, it's good. We've now got, you know, competition for education here in Fayette County. I know he got into a shouting match, Commissioner Dunn, with the then president of the Fayette campus over that whole thing. I just wonder how much that whole episode played into the decision.
I can't address that or speculate on
I
that,
know.
but it's a good rhetorical question. But I would say then, where's Salem College now?
They're gone, as far as I know.
Yeah, but if they express this great interest,
Yeah.
and now's the perfect opportunity. There's a
Yeah.
void created.
Yeah.
Move on in.
Exactly.
You know, get the moving vans and come on up.
Come on up.
Where was that even a real interest to begin with, or was it just another red herring?
They were on the radio a couple times. They had commercials with WMBS, and they did have a presence. They had rented space someplace in the county, I forget where. So they were offering classes here, but I don't think it ever went. It didn't grab on. I don't think they're here anymore.
But if it was if they viewed it as such a great opportunity, then now's the perfect time to show up, right? Now there's no competition.
Yeah.
No, that Fayette County thing that we tried out that didn't work. Now's the time to go in. Correct.
Correct. You know, yeah. Is there some other school that would be interested in putting a satellite campus out here?
Right.
You know, WVU, for that matter. Not that they would need it. We're 20 miles away.
For a
30
lot of
miles
people,
away.
yeah, it's a commutable distance to be a student there and still live at home.
Yeah.
You know, and you wouldn't really have to. Morgantown's not that far for most of Fayette County. I mean, the mountain area, Collinsville area might be a little bit more of a stretch, but with the expressway now, it's a little easier to get to Morgantown. So a lot easier to get to Morgantown, actually.
Well, you know, we got to take another break here. So let's do that, and we'll kind of expand our education.
I concur. You can take the break.
We'll expand our education conversation here.
Okay.
This is What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, along with Paul Sunyak. You can give us a call here, 724-438-4593, but you're going to have to wait for about 4 minutes while we bring in some commercial breaks.
Sudden leaks? When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
It's spring, and everything is growing, and Madewell Services is here to help. They offer full lawn care service, including spring cleanups, mulching, landscaping and planting, weekly grass cutting, power washing, and more. Madewell Services also provides professional cleaning services for your home or office, moving in or out service, party cleanups, weekly cleanings, and junk removal. Licensed and insured for peace of mind.
welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes with Paul Sunyak, 724-438-4593. We've got about 3.5 minutes left in hour one, so plenty of time for you to join in on the conversation. Don't worry, there will be hour two, though, so hang in there. It's that time of year. School taxes are being debated.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. And I honestly, Paul, I don't know where things stand. I think I've heard some.
We talked about it last week. Albert Gallatin raised theirs 5.1% this year. And I looked it up. I think I looked it up. And it was at the limit of what they were allowed to. It didn't exceed it.
Before going to the courts.
Yeah, before having to go to the courts. But this is why Tim showed up last week. Mahoney, Kendall, and I were talking about. I brought with me last week a commentary that Tim had written for the Herald Standard, or had published in the Herald Standard in 2011.
Okay.
2011, which was 15 years ago. And at that point, he was just commissioning his study on Fayette County school consolidation, and he was saying in this commentary that if something wasn't done, basically we need to get ahead of this because it's inevitable. It's going to happen, and if we don't look at some changes or different ways to do things in Fayette County, not only will we continue to have bad test scores, comparatively speaking, but you're looking at teacher losses and you're looking at buildings closing. So we can either figure out how to do it on ahead of time, or it's going to be forced upon you.
Yes.
And lo and behold,
look where we are.
Look where we are.
Yeah.
And we talked about it in the first part of the show, and then that door opened up, and I looked up, and it was Tim Mahoney walking in unannounced. So he spent the second hour, sitting in the chair here next to Kendall, and basically explaining why he did what he did, and how he tried to sound the alarm, and what little overall support he got from school board members at that time.
Yeah.
And so, it's inevitable that it's going to happen. And the footprint is getting smaller with fewer students. We talked on the show before on a Friday. I think Uniontown publicized they had 109 graduates walking. I went to German in 1976. I graduated. We had 126.
Wow.
We were a small school.
Yeah. And of course, German is
part of AG now.
AG.
There were 3 high schools in the jointure. Okay. So to think that Uniontown would have fewer students graduating than I had at my little single A school way back when, it would be unthinkable to me. It's unthinkable.
It is.
But, you have to commensurately, and I see people make the argument, well, you have to raise tax a little bit every year because you have this obligation, whatever. But if your student population is 50% lower than what it was back in the day, shouldn't there be some savings of money there?
Yeah. And so let's add this, and we're running out of time here. So there's always legislation pending. But one of the newest ones in Harrisburg that I think 70 years old, this legislation, if you're 70 and a homeowner and you've been a homeowner for X amount of years, and I forget what that is, and once you hit 70, no more property taxes. County, municipal, school, it goes away. So what happens then? If this takes effect, what happens? Because, Fayette County, it's the home of I don't know how many senior citizens, but how many would actually qualify for that, and then which would then contribute to that, demise, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we are out of time, Paul. So I got to tell everybody that I assume it's Fox News is coming up next still, followed by TJ with the local, and at the tone it is 2:00.
The jury is deadlocked on Lisa Brady, Fox News. So a judge in L.A. declares a mistrial in the federal arson case against Jonathan Rinderknecht, the man accused of starting a New Year's Eve fire that days later grew into the devastating Palisades wildfire. This juror just telling reporters the way some evidence was presented was misleading, including surveillance camera footage.
I didn't realize that camera was like still shots. I thought it was a video. So that really changed my decision, because how can you, when you have gaps of time, know what happened in between that time? impossible.
10 jurors wanted to acquit, 2 said guilty. The defense blamed fireworks and pointed to a lack of physical evidence. Prosecutors argued the suspect's digital footprint, including fire-related searches, were enough for a conviction. They plan to retry him. Just getting word that Wednesday's double earthquakes in Venezuela are now blamed for more than 900 deaths, with more than 3,000 injured, confirmed by the National Assembly president as search and rescue efforts continue. Also just getting reports of a new ransom note in the search for Nancy Guthrie, claiming to have video from possibly the last day of her life with the main kidnapper.
He also says that he has names, addresses, phone numbers of the kidnappers. He says that if he gets a Bitcoin, he will deliver, as he puts it, on a silver platter.
That's TMZ's Harvey Levin in a video TMZ posted after receiving the note in an email.
TMZ believes they have gotten emails from this person before, citing a Bitcoin address matching a previous email, which has not been reported publicly.
Fox's Natalie Chuck. TMZ says the new email has been turned over to the FBI. Secretary of State Marco Rubio just announcing a framework agreement between Israel and Lebanon, where Israel keeps fighting Iran-backed Hezbollah. Iran wants a full Israeli withdrawal. America is listening to Fox News.
Go to Ford of Uniontown and trade me in.
Uh-oh. Tom, did I hear them say that they had a check engine light on?
Jess, I heard someone say yesterday they had a strange noise.
It happens all the time.
And when repair bills start piling up, maybe it's time to stop fixing and start saving.
Right now, at Ford of Uniontown, it's employee pricing for everyone. That means you pay what we pay on America's favorite Ford vehicles, including the F-150, Bronco, and Maverick.
So instead of spending thousands fixing that old ride, drive home something newer, safer, and more dependable with incredible savings and financing options that fit your budget.
Because let's be honest, cars breaking?
It happens all the time.
Don't forget that you can schedule service appointments online and free pickup and delivery. Your truck knows, shouldn't you? That's Ford of Uniontown on the hill across from Applebee's. 724-425-5980 or fordofuniontown.com.
Price excludes tax, title, and transfer fees. Must finance with Ford credit. Not all buyers will qualify.
Just taking the stage at a Faith and Freedom Coalition event in Washington.
With the help of many people in this room, 18 months ago, we won the most consequential election victory in American history.
Earlier accusing Iran of violating a ceasefire agreement with a drone attack yesterday that hit a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz as talks on a peace deal continue. There's an 8th suspect in custody in connection with a plot to attack a White House event earlier this month.
Federal prosecutors in Illinois say 20-year-old Alexander Iniguez Mercado has been arrested for his role in the plot to attack a UFC fight on the White House lawn June 14th. The indictment says the FBI contacted Mercado the day before the fight, and he denied his involvement. Mercado is accused of being an administrator on the Signal app chat in which participants talked about using explosives, drones, and then shooting at the crowd as people fled. The FBI says after an agent spoke with Mercado, he deleted his Signal app and has now been charged with obstruction. Authorities have identified more than 20 people they believe to be connected with this plot. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Stocks are fluctuating. The Dow was dipping into the red, but now it's back up 20 points. Squirrels with some unsightly issues are creeping people out in backyards across the U.S.
The infected gray squirrels have been spotted this summer in states like Florida, North Carolina, and Michigan, with weirded out residents reporting sightings on social media. Wildlife experts say the so-called zombie squirrels are actually likely suffering from squirrel fibromatosis. It's a viral skin disease that spreads through direct contact between healthy squirrels and the lesions or saliva of infected squirrels, mimicking herpes transmission in humans. It causes raised, hairless, and often oozing warts. Experts say the skin condition often clears up on its own, but in severe cases, the growths can affect internal organs and lead to death, but pose no threat to humans, pets, or birds.
Fox's Gianna Gelosi. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
The award-winning local district and statewide news is being brought to you by NovaCare Rehabilitation, a leading provider of preventative and rehabilitative services to promote physical wellness for patients of all ages and abilities. In your neighborhood with new state-of-the-art facilities on 104 Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Call 724-437-0556 for NovaCare. And now to the news. Good afternoon. It's 2:05. It's mostly cloudy and 75 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Injured, call today for your free consultation, 724-437-2799. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano. We'll take a look at sports and weather in a bit. A woman is facing DUI charges after a 3-vehicle crash Thursday afternoon in Fayette County. Happened around 12:40 p.m. on Matthew Drive near the intersection of New Salem Road in South Union Township. Troopers arrested and charged 39-year-old Loretta Kelly of Brownsville with DUI. A passenger was flown to Ruby Memorial Hospital with serious injuries, while another person was evaluated for chest pain but did not need to be hospitalized. A contract worker is now facing multiple charges after he was found to have allegedly sold laptops that were stolen from Washington and Jefferson College. In February, the W&J College Police Department met with officials from the school regarding more than 100 laptops that had gone missing. The school told police that the computers had been in a secured in a storage room in the basement of the TEK Center on campus. In total, the school told police that 124 HP laptops had gone missing. The seller was ultimately revealed to be Donald Sanders, a contract worker with Simeon's who had been working on the W&J campus and had access during the period in which the computers went missing. Of the 124 laptops, the eBay account linked to Sanders sold 123. He is also accused of attempting to sell 65 smoke detectors, which were not to be removed as the school was replacing its system. Operators of the Pennsylvania Turnpike are expecting big travel numbers for America's 250th anniversary. The Turnpike Commission estimates over 6.5 million travelers will use the route between today and Sunday, July the 5th. Peak travel is expected tomorrow with around 720,000 drivers as compared to about 550,000 on an average day. Maintenance and construction have been suspended as of today, and that will continue through July 5th. Major League Baseball is proposing a salary cap and salary floor in its latest collective bargaining offer to the MLB Players Association. Here's Tammy Trujillo with the report.
The league said the plan would reduce payroll disparities while sharing revenue equally between owners and players. MLB also accepted the union's proposals for free agency at age 30 with 5 years of service and to eliminate the qualifying offer system. The package includes a proposed $1 million minimum salary for eligible players, the elimination of deferred compensation in new contracts, and the creation of a cornerstone player provision to help teams retain star players. League officials say negotiations with the players' union are continuing. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
WMBS time is 2:09. Sports and weather ahead.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
And in sports, Pirates host the Cincinnati Reds tonight at PNC Park. Paul Skeens will start for the Bucks, who are 41-40 and have now won 2 in a row. We'll have the game on WMBS. The pregame is 6:15 with the first pitch at 6:40. NHL draft gets underway tonight in Buffalo. The Penguins have the 22nd pick in round 1. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they're on the clock with the first overall pick and expected to take Penn State star Gavin McKenna, and the rest of the draft will be tomorrow. Mostly cloudy the rest of the afternoon, 77. Cloudy tonight, we could see some showers, 66. We'll have showers, maybe some storms tomorrow, 78. Showers early on Sunday, then partly cloudy and 83. And partly cloudy, 88 on Monday. Right now, it's mostly cloudy and 75 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law studios. It's 2:10 on this Friday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. And up next, hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with Russ and Paul here on WMBS. The award-winning local district and statewide news has been brought to you by NovaCare Rehabilitation, now offering telehealth and home-based care as well. Located on 104 Delaware Avenue in Uniontown, call 724-437-0556 for NovaCare.
At WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, we're expanding services like heart and spine care, recruiting highly skilled physicians and nurses, and investing in advanced technology. We're bringing more expertise and more specialized care to the communities we serve. At WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, our patients benefit from large health system expertise and community hospital comfort. Learn more at wvumedicine.org/Uniontown.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
Hi, this is State Representative Charity Grim-Krupa, and I'm personally inviting you to the Liberty Bell Ball. On Friday, July 3rd, join us as we celebrate America's 250th birthday at the Hopwood Social Hall. This historic evening will feature music, dancing, and an unforgettable atmosphere, celebrating freedom, faith, and the American spirit. Formal attire is encouraged but not required. Patriotic and Western wear are always welcome. And this year, you could become our first Miss Liberty Bell or Mr. Lafayette in our exciting People's Choice Contest, honoring patriots who embody liberty and love of country. The Liberty Bell Ball is also a political fundraiser, supporting my continued work as your state representative. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or find us on Facebook at Charity Grim-Krupa for PA Rep. Don't miss the Liberty Bell Ball, Friday, July 3rd, where Fayette County will celebrate America 250 and party like it's 1776. May God bless America. Paid for by Charity for PA Rep.
So what's the difference between the sheds I see in the parking lot of the big box stores and a professionally built and installed JDM structure shed from Ultimate Structures? Good question. First, the manufacturer, JDM Structures, is one of the premier shed builders in business for 34 years. They use composite materials for the exterior with baked-on paint. This ensures you'll have an extended lifespan for your shed. And listen to this. 75% of Ultimate Structures orders are personally designed to satisfy the customer's needs. That's right. And the turnaround time for a custom designed shed is no longer than just buying a stock shed. Compare the roof designs, the superior piano door hinges, the quality of the wall panels, and personal customer service. You'll see. Come to the Mega Lot on Route 51 South, just outside Perryopolis. You need a shed? We can help. We design what you desire. Ultimate Structures.
Tired of running out of hot water? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is your local source for reliable tank and tankless gas water heaters. Whether you're replacing an old unit or upgrading to an energy-efficient tankless system, we have options to fit your home and budget. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help you get dependable hot water when you need it most. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com. Koval Building Supply. Everything you need to keep your home running comfortably. Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility, combined with our personalized approach, is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Here you are.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host, along with Paul Sanyek, turning into a good friend of mine. I am happy to say. So we're going to continue with some conversation here. You're more than welcome to join in 724-438-4593. And before we go any further, just want to remind you, Gary Auto Sales, Hickesumbaugh Drugstore, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, K2 Engineering, Madewell Services, full lawn care and cleaning services, Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping, AR Roofing and Remodeling. They are all sponsors of What's on Your Mind. So let's kind of finish up education a little bit.
Sure.
I brought up a couple months ago the idea of closing down every school district in Fayette County, combining it into one, and moving it to Fayette Eberly campus. It's kind of centralized, if you think about it. If you look at the map, it's very well centralized within the county. Beautiful facilities. I would think it would offer savings to the point that maybe you could then pay teachers more, attracting better teachers, which therefore, well, lo and behold, would go towards raising test scores.
I don't know that that would work for every student at every level in Fayette County because it's a big county geographically. So, like for elementary schools especially, I think they would probably, like in Point Marion or in the Bullskin Township, in the far reaches of the county, would probably need some sort of a feeder system or whatever placed there. There may even be a need to have another of those if you had it like as a senior high complex, let's say. Certainly, it could be utilized for the students within a certain radius.
Yeah.
If you would cross the it was put there for a reason because it was centrally located between Uniontown and Connellsville, right? So Fayette campus was a place that everybody could go to. So within that certain radius, say Dunbar Township, North Union, South Union, maybe Manel and German, that even out to Masontown, it's a doable thing. But you may have to put another sort of senior high complex in the northern part of the county, or but the concept is good. I just don't know that it could fulfill the need for or the desires or the practicality for every student of every high school level, or just senior high, junior high, elementary, middle school, to bust them all to that one central location. But the idea of consolidation and using it for a significant portion of those students, especially senior high and possibly even junior high, it is a viable, alternative. I think it would be something worth considering.
Of course, they'd have to have a study.
You'd have to have a study, but if people had studied this or embraced, Mahoney's idea years ago, even if they didn't adopt it at that time, it could have said, well, in the future, you could make use of this facility if it ever become available, or build a facility, could have been part of that. And now suddenly, instead of building a facility, which maybe people wouldn't have liked, now you can actually use this facility. That maybe puts a whole new shine on the situation. So I do think that as an educational asset, it could be, certainly it was good enough and could be easily utilized for commuter college students and adult students.
Yeah.
And even some high school students, I think, went to Fayette campus for credits, or, they could get college credits there.
Sure.
I think that program was in effect. So why couldn't it be also utilized for high school students who are being bused in that general area or within a certain radius, 10-mile radius, let's say? Yeah, I think that that's something that could be feasible. Maybe it will be in the fourth economy study.
Maybe it will.
Har har.
Maybe it will be. All righty. So, always seems to come around to politics, though. So, New York State just had their primary. 3 Democrat socialists win their party's nomination to run in the general election for Congress.
Primary elections where they knocked off other Democrats, right?
Yes, and even incumbents in at least one case, I think. I'm not sure on that. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, Republican, kind of went down a litany of what these candidates are espousing. Not just open borders, but no border. No jails. No police. Abolish ICE. the whole women in sports issue, or men in sports, I should say. You know, it's and this fracture is, it's not only there, it's getting bigger in the Democratic Party from what I see. You know, Hakeem Jeffries, the leader of the Democrat Party,
He's from New York, right?
From New York. He's not that he's being challenged in any election, but his authority as minority leader is being challenged now, and you now have Democrats speaking out and saying, and Republicans as well, saying socialist Democrats need to form their own party because they're identifying themselves as socialist Democrats or democratic socialists, however way you want to put the words together, and they're identifying as socialists. They need to have their own spot on the ballot because right now they're running on the Democrat Party. Nowhere on ballots does the word socialist come into play. They're just being labeled as a Democrat when they're truly not.
Sure. It's the far left wing of the party, and I just looked it up on my phone because I sent it to somebody since you mentioned Hakeem Jeffries. You know, I don't know if this was true or not because you can see so much stuff on Facebook, but I think it's just preciously good fun. You know, if it's not true, if it is true, it's cuts to the heart of the matter, right? It was the post that the National Republican Congressional Committee, which is in charge of electing Republicans to Congress, right, has delivered flowers and a condolence card to House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries to office after the House candidates he endorsed lost to Mandami-backed socialists in New York last night. That's just a great move if it's true.
Absolutely,
you know,
yeah.
Because it shows that there is this split in the Democratic Party. It shows that these people on the left are building their momentum in certain areas. I don't think it could ever happen, you know, here, okay? But in New York City, yeah, you appeal to a certain electorate that wants basically more free stuff.
Yes.
And you know, where's the work part of that equation, right? That dirty little dirty little four-letter word, work. You know, so when you usher yourself into office by doing the things that you're talking about, campaigning on those things, think how ridiculous that is. You're going to have no police, no prisons, open borders. You know, it just no rational person, I think, in the country can support this type of thing. Certainly, if you're a taxpayer, to any degree, I don't think you can. You know, and it's just a bad look for the Democratic Party because doesn't that campaign ad write itself? Doesn't the Republican campaign ad write itself? And it's factually based in this case. But to say you're a democratic socialist, either you're a Democrat or you're not.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Well, you're a socialist and you're not. But to try to blend those two together, you're tarnishing the Democratic Party, in my view.
Yeah. So they're getting to the. Well, they're not there yet, but they're heading in that direction of absolutely hijacking the Democrat Party to the point that Democrats are going to be the minority within their own party, and the Democratic Socialists will be the majority. It's heading in that direction.
I believe that the moderate to conservative Democrats, what I call the Jack Murtha Democrats, okay, are currently the minority in the leadership of the party.
Yes.
At the state and the national level. Okay. You'll see that even in the election that they lost for president the last time, they're still they're doubling down on the same message. Rather than say the vast majority of Americans wanted something done with the border, they wanted it closed, they wanted to bring some sanity to that process, and therefore that's what helped turn the election against them. They want to double down on this, and I don't understand why. Because the evidence is overwhelming that people are not upset with having some rationality to the border situation. You just can't open up your border, and it's happening in Europe now. The parties on the right are saying, like, wait a minute, you know, we can't absorb all this.
Right.
We're closing the door, and we're going to start shipping people who came here illegally back, or people that, you know, haven't followed the rules back, because we just can't take 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million people from these other countries.
So, you're absolutely right. But one of the other things, and this comes back to the presidential election too, is one of the candidates that won is apologizing for being a white male.
That doesn't surprise me, but it's also ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it doesn't surprise me.
So, but I mean, that's one of the reasons Donald Trump won too, because white males in this country have been vilified for decades now for being the evil that has brought the United States to where they are, and it was where, you know, I did nothing. You know, Paul, I'm sure you did nothing. But it was Donald Trump listening to the needs of white males that got him elected as well.
You know, I heard the first debate for president when he ran against Hillary Clinton, right? And they asked Hillary Clinton, what type of Supreme Court justice would you appoint? And she said she would appoint one. And I'm 95% accurate on this. The exact wording isn't maybe, you know, in my mind, but it's the groups that are the same. You know, she said she would appoint a justice who supports women's rights, minority rights, and LGBTQ rights. I'm like sitting there saying, like, what about me?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not your enemy here. I'm not someone that you can, but you're taking me for granted, certainly, and you are sort of saying that I don't count. And I think that when you're telling people who've been lifelong Democrats that they don't count, and I've said it on the radio when I've come here, like, tell me what you're offering me as a party. Tell me what issue is you're promoting that's going to help me.
Yeah.
Or look out from, Bill Maher said it great on one of his things and to the Exodus that you're talking about, right? He says, like, everybody in court needs a good lawyer. O.J. Simpson found this out, right? Anybody who goes to court, you need to have a good lawyer. And he framed this whole issue in the Democratic Party. White men are looking at it and saying, who's my lawyer? Who's advocating for me? You know, and if you think that someone like me, and there are many of us who grew up in Fayette County and became, you know, good citizens and take advantage of our opportunities and worked hard, and if you think that I'm somehow part of the patriarchy that you're against, or I'm some part of the white male privilege argument that you want to make, that I only got where I'm at, and a lot of my friends got where they are because of that. It's crazy. It's BS.
Yeah.
And we look at that and shake our heads and say, well, where were you when my college roommate was going with his cards for computer science at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning to the lab at Penn State University Park to basically get his homework done? Where were you when he was doing that? That's how he got where he's at. That's how he got his degree. You know, he put in the effort and he did that, and he wouldn't hold it against anybody, nor would I, who did the exact same thing, no matter who they were. But to look at that person today and say, well, yeah, you had a pretty successful career here as an engineer, and look at, you know, it's because of the privilege that you were afforded coming from a school in Fayette County.
You got the same privilege.
Coming from German Township High School, you got to be kidding me. You know. So I would argue that there were you know, females at college with me that went to private parochial schools or that went to wealthy suburban schools in Pittsburgh and elsewhere who had a much better high school education than I did, because they were going to Fox Chapel, or they were going to Mount Lebanon, or they were going to Central Catholic, you know, places that their test scores weren't like they were at mine.
No.
So I would argue that you know, a kid coming out of the coal fields of Fayette County would have a harder time than they did.
Sure.
But nobody would ever accept that because my friend and my roommate and I are white males. And that's ridiculous to my way of thinking.
I absolutely agree. You know, and we have a call here where we gotta, they've been patient here.
Okay.
But, you know, and it's the same thing, the billionaires, you know, and, well, we get to say trillionaire with Elon Musk now.
Yeah.
You know, okay, why do you have to tear them down?
I can add
because they've made so much money. Why don't you want to emulate them and strive to be like them? Why do you have to tear them down to be like you?
Any one of the people that I know who levy that charge, right? They need to pay their fair share. They should pay more. They don't care about the poor. I laugh to myself because I think, like, what if you had, if you say you had a musical talent or an athletic talent, and what if you're like the next Led Zeppelin guy?
Yeah.
Or you're the next Taylor Swift. Your daughter is the next Taylor Swift, or your son is the next LeBron James, or whatever it would be, right? Or the next Steve Jobs, right? You had a little thing you started in your garage in Republic or wherever it would be, in Fayette County or Smock or wherever, and they turned that into that. Now they're worth $100 million. Would you be saying, like, you know what? I don't really need this kind of money. I feel so bad that I have it. I'm going to give it to the poor. Please tax me. Take 90% of it. Nobody I know would say that.
No.
They would say, I earned this. I started it. You weren't with me in the garage. Am I right or
Right.
wrong?
No, you're right.
So you want to point the finger at that person. Also, a lot of the people that levy this, that live in Fayette County, are by Fayette County standards pretty wealthy. So what if somebody had a proposal, the school taxes need to go up, and guess what? You know, you made that six-figure salary working for the school district or whatever. We should tax you at a higher rate.
Yeah.
They would say, oh, no, that's wrong. You can't do that. I worked for that. I earned that. You can't take my pension at a higher rate than the next guy.
So I just saw a little thing. I didn't catch the whole thing, but something on the Myles Garrett, football player, recently traded from the Browns to the Rams, right? He's got a big contract. What, 185 million
half of it,
over
right.
5 years? So this little podcast, they broke it all down. He'll be paying $23 million in taxes to the state of California. Add on all the other things. By the time his contract is done, he'll have $99 million.
Right.
Out of a $185 million contract, and he ends up with $99 million.
But if
Don't tell me the rich don't pay their
But
fair
if
share.
anybody in Fayette County was in his position, right?
Yeah.
And they were the ones with that talent and that hard work and applied themselves and could get that type of money, they'd be sitting there bitching about, I got to pay $23 million.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be saying, take it, please, and go solve this social problem.
Yeah. Let's get this phone call here, Paul. Hello. Thanks for being patient, and welcome to the show.
Well, you're welcome, Russ.
Yeah. Who we chatting with?
You're chatting with Mark.
Mark, hold on a second. Paul can't hear you, so we got to get another pair of headphones. I'm sorry, Paul can't hear you, so we got to get another pair of headphones on for him.
No problem. I waited for 10 minutes after you gave out the phone number. You wanted people to call. What the hell, wait a little bit more.
I can
No
hear him on
problem.
this one.
Yeah.
It's actually working pretty good.
You're
I can hear it
hearing
without it even being on my ears.
Okay. All righty. There we go. How you doing, Mark?
Okay, we're all tuned in?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, this is Mark, the 69-year-old privileged white male from Republic, living in the 120-year-old half company house, the Republic Steel Company, built for my grandparents 120 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, there's my white privilege right there.
Yeah.
We're talking about declining population, property taxes, the kids in school, certainly the grade average, the statewide, how we're at more like the closer at the bottom. Hey, you take a look at when our grandparents came here, Paul. You lived in Lambert, right? Was that?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. That was a little coal town, wasn't there? There was a coal mine there, wasn't there?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, I thought so. Hey, there were jobs here when people came here. You know, that was the whole thing. I mean, I can give you a little story now. Okay, this happened maybe 10 years ago. I was in Uniontown visiting a relative of mine on Lincoln Street, and I was talking to this young fella. I guess he's a little bit old, just about ready to drive a car, riding a bicycle. And he talked about, this car he was going to buy for his father, and he was going to buy a car. And I said, well, that's all very good, but do you have a job to pay for it? Do you know what his answer was? Would you like to guess? No.
No job.
I'm on SSI. I'm going to pay for it. Yeah, that's what you got. Remember I was telling you, I was talking, I guess, with Bill and Kendall, I talked about Cardale School, that 80% were on some type of, money from the government, something. Remember? And she says, what's your point? Well, I guess you didn't catch the point. The point is, the people coming here today, all they're thinking is how to get a check off the government. I'm sorry, 3 out of 4 of them, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, our parents came here. There were mines here. They needed people to go down that mines and mine that coal, Paul.
Right, they needed work. They needed workers.
Yeah.
That's why they recruited them. They actually went to Europe and recruited them.
Right. They came with their suitcases, the papers from the government, from the country they were from, and you stood in line at Ellis Island. And you know, if there was something wrong with you, they had a pen over there. They put you in that pen, and that boat took you right back.
You know, but Mark, one of the things I think that's wrong is that when you talk about immigration and you say, well, it's illegal immigration that bothers me or that needs to be addressed, then people say you're anti-immigration. We as a nation set laws that say we take in this many immigrants a year, and this is all that we're going to take in. It's decided. It's a law, right? This is how many we're going to take in. And here's the process. You get in line, and you come through, and you do it legally and orderly, right? That's not a problem. I don't think anybody is against immigration as a concept or wants to say, well, we don't want any other people here. The problem is when they flood across the border and ignore your immigration laws and park themselves in whatever state. And as you say, then once they're here, well, we got to get this benefit or that benefit. And, you know, every dollar that's spent on that, you're correct, is a dollar that Russ Rhodes can't get for his wife to get into the physical therapy center. You know what I mean? It stresses the taxpayer, but it's not seen right off the bat. So,
you know,
I think that's the issue.
Immigrants of old came to this country for the opportunity. Immigrants of today come here for the benefit. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Immigrants of the old, the opportunity was if I work hard and I come up with an idea and I work hard on that idea, or I just stay working hard wherever I am, I can advance, I can better myself, I have the chance, the opportunity.
Now, what do you make of the argument? What do you make the argument that some make that say, well, the immigrant came here seeking asylum because there was violence where I came from and I was scared? I mean, you could go to any place. There's places in Fayette County that you'd be scared.
Absolutely.
That's about it.
You know,
I mean, you can make up any kind of excuse. I'd call it an excuse, but you can't let people flood your country. No. You can't let. And I'd like to say one last thing before I go. You know, Donald Trump. I forget what it was. I guess it was maybe was he addressing the nation or something. That was it was another maybe 6 months after he was elected. And as soon as he got elected, you notice how quick that the flood across the border dried up?
Yes.
Yeah. And he said this in Congress, and you can say, well, the Republicans are on one side, the Democrats are on one side. But he said something, and there was total silence. And he said, it just goes to show you, we didn't need new legislation to stop the problem of immigration. All we needed was a new president.
Yeah. I remember saying that.
Yeah, and there was just dead silence because the Democrats didn't know what to say.
All right, Mark. I thank you for your call. You have a good one, my friend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We got another one here, Paul. We're getting popular. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Yes.
Yeah, James.
How are you doing today?
Good, James. You?
Hey, better. Hopefully your wife gets better. We'll be praying for her.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to be total opposite of what you're talking about. When you walk out your door of WMBS radio station, you can drive probably not even 10 minutes in a car to 3 different places that I do business with, that there are people south of the border that are working at. They are here legally, but they came across the border for a better life. And they are here working. And when I turn on the television and I see ICE agents after people who are illegal aliens trying to do the same thing as these people have done, coming here and they're working, they're being a part of society, they're adding to society, not subtracting from it, which I'm so sick and tired of hearing on this radio station that everything bad is because of an illegal immigrant. Or everything bad is, well, no, I hear it all the time. If the sun doesn't shine, it's because of somebody south of the border.
But
That's
James,
the inclination.
James, we're not talking about the immigrant that you said has come here illegally and they're putting in our day's work.
The
Well,
key
but
is
what
they're
if,
here
well, wait a minute. Wait a
because
minute.
they're here legally.
What if they weren't here for a time and they went through and got it? We don't know that. But there's people here that are now working again. 10 minutes from your radio station, there's 3 factories, 3 places that this is going on. These people are here. I don't know if they're legal. I don't know if they're not. I'm guessing that they are, but they're here taking jobs. Here's working and being a part of society. The thing is, when I look at the television and I see people, ICE agents picking up people, isn't it amazing that they're going to a roofer contractor and trying to get people and then find out, well, 2 of those people were illegal. We're going to go into a restaurant and get people that were washing dishes. They're working, by the way, washing dishes. Maybe we're going to detain 1, but 2 of those are legal. All these people are working. Look at just recently. My point is, the problem is just recently we had Jamal Ford and a 14-year-old shoot a guy up on the East End in broad daylight. What were these guys doing out in broad daylight during the day? Apparently they weren't working. This is the problem, and nobody has brought this up. Generational welfare. That's the fraud, and that's what I'm paying for.
That has been brought up.
I have not heard it on this station.
That's a separate issue, okay?
No, that's not a separate issue because what we're talking about is fraud.
Crime is a separate issue from illegal immigration, James. Crime is a separate issue.
Not being a part of society and giving. See, this is the difference of giving to society and taking from society.
Can you pick up and go to Germany and say, I have arrived and I want to be a productive member of your society. I didn't get a visa. I just showed up in Munich. Can you do that? No. Can you go to Canada and do it? No.
Did everybody show up here in the United States? Did everybody's grandfather come across legally? Yeah, you're right. You have no clue if they did that. But everybody came here. They worked in the coal mines. They worked in the steel mills. They were a part of society. And I am so tired of hearing that somebody that's trying to be a part of society is the problem. And in the meantime, we have guys shooting one another in the daylight. That's what I'm paying for.
In both cases,
I'm paying for that. I'm paying for their medical. I'm paying for their benefits. I'm paying for all of that.
They broke the law, James. That's plain and simple.
How do you know that? No. I'm talking about the stereotyping. How do you know that those people that are working at the companies around Uniontown broke the law? They could be there legally. But what people are pointing to is that they are here and they are sucking off the system. And that's not true.
James, we're gonna move on here. We're just not getting any place today. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it.
Look, on one hand, I understand what James is saying. You know, they've come here. They're working. They're gainfully doing jobs that Americans don't want.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
This is the narrative. Okay.
But it boils down to they broke the law.
Again, trust but verify. Okay. What he says may be in fact correct. But the only way that I would know for sure or put in a news story for sure and pawn it off as fact is that if I said, James, give me the names of those 3 companies or places, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to say, show me the records here for these people that work here, that they're legal or illegal. How many are legal? How many are illegal? Because he's making a claim without verification. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know if everybody is working there is legal or illegal, right? But they're just because they're working, according to him, then this is the problem. So in my view, if you're trying to solve this problem, I've been asked to show my driver's license whenever I've been pulled over for speeding, which was twice in my life.
Sure.
Show me your driver's and registration card, please. And there they are, my insurance card, my registration card, and my driver's license. And then you got to go pay the fine for speeding, which I did once, okay?
Sure.
Or twice. But the point I'm making is, if I don't have the driver's license, or if I have outstanding warrants, I am a citizen with outstanding warrants, I'm going to go to jail for breaking the law because they finally found me.
Yeah. And
so what's the difference?
And I think what a lot of people don't realize, okay, when ICE goes into that restaurant and raids, they're not going in there blind. They've done a little research. They've done a little investigating. They know that inside that establishment, there are illegal aliens.
And then they're going to sort them out and say, okay, you have papers or you're allowed to be here legally and you're not.
Yeah.
what are you supposed to do?
And in most cases, they're going in there because at least one of those is wanted for a crime. You know? That people, I think a lot of people in this country don't realize that.
Yeah.
They think they're just, we're just going to have
use
some
an
fun and we're
analogy,
going to
though,
go raid somebody.
to use a shootings-based analogy, then that would be like saying, well, there was a shooting in Uniontown or Pittsburgh or wherever it would be, and we're looking for Russ Rhodes. Okay, he's the prime suspect.
Yeah.
But Russ is here at WMBS doing his show.
Mm-hmm.
So the cops are going to come here and look for you. They're going to walk through that door, and they're going to say, okay, we don't even know what Russ Rhodes looks like, okay, assuming that you're new or something, right? Or that they don't care. They're going to hold everybody in this office, right?
Right.
Until they get you.
Yeah.
I mean, are they going to let people run out the back door? Because it might be you who runs out the back door.
I know. We've had such spirited conversation here. I've completely blown right past our first batch of commercials that should have been
You better
done.
do that then.
That should have been done like, almost 20 minutes ago. So Brian is upstairs right now, probably yelling at me under his breath. So we are going to take a quick little break here, followed by, maybe a minute of conversation and then another break.
There you go.
But we're
Good.
going to catch up. We'll be right back. This is What's on Your Mind.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sproulsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
That sneeze was in a different zip code, and I still felt the germs.
Relax, Randy. I went to Montgomery Medical. I'm fully shielded.
Like a flu shot?
Flu, COVID, the works. If you haven't caught up on your shots yet, they'll get you sorted in minutes. It's basically a suit of armor, but with less clanking. Then do the double shot. After Montgomery Medical, head over to Renew You Medispa. I got their immunity IV drip.
A Medispa?
You relax, you hydrate, and you give your immune system a VIP upgrade.
Montgomery Medical, a family tradition of family medicine.
Find your place in the sun for fun this summer with First Federal of Greene County. Dreaming of a backyard refresh? Leverage your existing home equity and ask about a home improvement or home construction loan. First Federal will help you dive into any new project. A swimming pool, patio, outdoor kitchen, even a new driveway or garage. Whatever floats your boat. Visit with a First Federal loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
Bright Stripe, Bay County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals. Locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Yeah, they're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home, warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Warm weather means more outdoor living. Are you planning on adding a new deck this summer? Well, Home Warehouse, a Best in Fayette winner for home improvements and windows, is the place to go for all your home exterior needs. Home Warehouse has a great selection of easy-to-maintain composite decking and vinyl railing to add value to your home and increase outdoor living space. That, as well as siding, shutters, windows, doors, roofing shingles, metal and rubber roofing, soffit, fascia, and flooring, too. So for selection, great prices, and hometown service, shop local. See Sandy and Donnie at Home Warehouse on Connellsville Street in Uniontown. Shop Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, Saturday, 8 to noon.
They're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home, warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Warm weather means you'll be spending more time outside. So enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturer and customers guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com. Having Hicks & Baugh's Drugstore in Uniontown means reliable, quality, and friendly service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks & Baugh's at 304 Morgantown Street in Uniontown or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday until 3.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes with Paul Sunyak. We've got a caller on the line. We're going to get a quick call in before, well, I got to play catch up with commercials again. So,
Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hello, Russ.
Yeah, Fred.
How you doing?
Good. What you got on your mind, Fred? We've got a short time.
Did you miss talking to me?
I did. It's been a while. I was wondering if you were okay.
Yeah, I just got one thing to say.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about these illegals breaking the law.
Yeah.
Well, breaking the law in this country don't mean anything anymore. I'll tell you a good example. You got a man that broke the law. Now he's the president of the United States.
And which law would that have been, Fred?
What's that?
And which law would that have been that he broke?
Well, he was convicted of 34 felonies.
That's all been thrown out.
Thrown out?
Yeah. That's gone away.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All righty.
How about him had to pay that to E.G. Carroll, X amount of millions of dollars.
Well, that's not criminal. That was civil. That was civil. That was different.
Is that breaking the law?
It was civil. It was not a law enforcement issue. It was a civil issue. Two totally different things, Fred.
But it's still breaking the law.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not, Fred. It is two different
Civil
things.
judgment isn't a breaking of the law. Civil judgment is a different thing.
Okay.
So, all right. Hey, Fred, I got to run, so we'll talk again next week.
Okay.
Thanks, Fred. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I don't know. More commercials. Yeah. Hey, we'll be right back after this, and then you, me, and Paul Sunyak, we're going to close out hour 2 of What's on Your Mind right after this.
Take the fact bus.
Caring for an aging parent or a loved one with medical needs? FACT, Fayette Area Coordinated Transportation, can help. Seniors 65 and older ride free on our fixed routes. People with disabilities get discounted shared rides. And if your loved one has medical assistance, their trips to doctors or treatment are covered under the shared ride program. Give them safe, reliable independence and yourself peace of mind. Call 724-628-RIDE or visit factbus.com. FACT, your community, your connection.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at garysautosales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
It's spring, and everything is growing, and Madewell Services is here to help. They offer full lawn care service, including spring cleanups, mulching, landscaping and planting, weekly grass cutting, power washing, and more. Madewell Services also provides professional cleaning services for your home or office, moving in or out service, party cleanups, weekly cleanings, and junk removal. Licensed and insured for peace of mind. Call Madewell Services today at 724-912-1805. That's 724-912-1805 for a free
Are
estimate.
you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
you need notary services, trust the best. Sandy Howell Notary Services, back-to-back gold medal winner for Best Notary in Fayette County. They're here for you with extended hours to fit your schedule. Sandy Howell's also the 2025 gold medal winner for Best Title Company. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 8:30, and Saturdays, 9 to 5. Call 724-564-8955 today for Sandy Howell Notary Services, where excellence is signed and sealed.
Are holiday bills flooding your mailbox? Are high credit card payments keeping you from paying basic living expenses? Are utilities threatening shutoffs? Are creditors constantly calling? Will you use your entire tax refund to pay creditors? If your answers are yes, call Zebley Law Office for a free in-person consultation to discuss your situation. We are the experts, trusted for 40 years to provide debt relief. Call Zebley Law Office today at 724-439-9200. At Zebley Law Office, we're here to help.
Ready to win big? WMBS and the Pennsylvania Lottery are turning up the heat now through July 6th. Whenever you hear that, just be the 6th caller to 724-438-4593. You'll instantly win 6 $5 Fever Doubler scratch-offs with 5 sizzling top prizes of $250,000. Scratch Fever Doubler and feel the heat. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. We've got, about 2.5 minutes or so until the end of today's show. One caller online. Paul and I, we're going to squeeze them in here.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Russ, hi, this is Russ calling from Florida.
Hey, Russ, nice talking to you.
How are you? I'm happy you're back.
Thank you. So what's on your mind today, Russ?
Okay, I wanted to say that I appreciate James calling in. However, when he comes at you, he's coming at you with emotions. And that's why I enjoy Rob so much, because Rob will come at you with passion, but he comes at you with facts. And I really enjoy when Rob calls in.
Mm-hmm.
And also, one last thing, the people who want open borders, I believe they should leave the doors to their houses open and the car keys in their cars.
There you go.
All right, that's all I got.
Okay, Russ. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Short but sweet.
Short but sweet, yeah. So, yeah, we hear that a lot, open your doors and give them the car keys and if you want open borders. So, you know what? I've said this often. If you don't like the way immigration is being handled in this country, then run for Congress and come up with some new laws. Or tell your already elected officials, change this.
I agree with what you said earlier about, maybe it was during the break, about, just the enforcement, right?
Mm-hmm.
The enforcement has changed the system. And I remember under Ronald Reagan, they tried to fix this because we had a bunch of illegal immigrants in the country. So we're going to give them amnesty, and moving forward, it's going to work okay.
Right.
And it didn't. It just creates another wave of illegal immigration that comes in, and then we still have this problem of millions of people. So there's been another attempt to fix it, I think, under Obama, or maybe every president has tried to fix it in some way. But it's an enforcement issue.
Mm-hmm.
So as I told you during the break, to me, like for years and years and decades, the states and the city governments have said, well, yeah, we have this problem with illegal immigration, but it's the federal government that's responsible for enforcing that, not us.
Yeah.
Not us, the state of California, not us, the city of Akron, Ohio, whatever it would be. So now finally along comes a president who says, okay, it's a federal problem. I'm going to fix it.
You're going to fix it. And I
And then
think
people say
Congress
it's too
doesn't want to
harsh.
do anything because they want the issue for campaign purposes.
Right.
They don't want to fix it.
Of course.
Paul, we're out of time.
Wow, hard to believe.
It flies by again. So I wish you a very happy weekend.
Same with you. I hope your wife feels better, and tell her I hope she gets into the facility that can treat her.
She's healing, and we're working on it. So thank
Great.
you very much.
Great.
This is WMBS Uniontown. At the tone, it is 3 o'clock.
A first step toward peace. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's how Secretary of State Marco Rubio is describing a new trilateral agreement between the U.S., Israel, and Lebanon. It's a framework deal after talks in Washington and months of conflict between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah militants in Lebanon.
The people of Lebanon have suffered tremendously now for decades as a result of outside interference in their affairs, of countries trying to use the country as a launch pad for attacks. And this is not what the people of Lebanon want, and that's not what they deserve.
Iran has been pushing for a full Israeli withdrawal from Lebanon while testing its own ceasefire deal with the U.S. President Trump says Iran did violate that ceasefire with a drone attack that hit a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz.